What's up, Internet? My name is Michael Cook, this is Blue Giant Media, and we're here to connect through gaming. Today we're going to take a look at New York Slice by Jeffrey D. Allers and published by Bezier Games. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the game, give a quick overview of the rules, and then we'll come back and I'll let you know what I do like, what I don't like, who may and who may not like New York Slice. Alright, so New York Slice. I've got it set up here for 3, 4, or 6 players, which you're going to take pretty much everything here. You've got a nice guest check here. You have enough slices for everybody. Each pizza is going to have 11 slices and a special. What you're going to be doing is the active player, or the slicer, is going to be taking one of these stacks of pizza, and they're going to make a pizza out of it, and then they are going to slice it, and everybody else will then get to pick. There's going to be some other specials that could be used, and there's going to be a couple pieces that are left out so that you don't have the ability to deduce exactly what's going to be available. So, I will go ahead and set up and slice a pizza. So, active player takes a slice, they're going to start wherever they want to start. Next piece could either go here or here, but once you choose a direction, you move around, and you can't say I'm going to put one here and then fill in the gap. The next slice has to go immediately next to it, and whichever direction you start, either clockwise or counterclockwise, you just follow that all the way around until you have made the entire pizza. So the numbers on the slices tell you both how many slices there are of that kind. Again, 3 are taken out so that you don't know exactly how many there are, but it tells you also how many points that type of pizza is worth if you have the most of it at the end of the game. I'm going to say that we're going to have a 3-player game here. So I'm going to be slicing then this pizza into 3 segments. The active player is going to decide how they want to split it. They can go however they want, pretty much. And then the player to their left is going to be the first one to choose one of these segments of slices. And you can see there's a special that gets mixed in. This one says you like anchovies. That's because at the end of the game, anchovies are going to be worth minus points unless you like them. So, player to my left might say, well, I want to get one of these ones that's cut in half because it works essentially as a tiebreaker. They might say that they want this, but then again, the other ones all have more slices, which is nice. Maybe, I think the first player, maybe they want to take this one. Now, when you take a section of the pizza, you have to choose immediately which slices you're going to eat and which slices you're going to put in your to-go box, however you want to think about it. This player might say, well, I want to keep these 2 9s because I think that that's going to give me a good head start on winning majority on that type of pizza. And then any slice that has pepperoni on it, you can choose to eat. And that also makes it, at the end of the game, you look at all the slices that you've eaten, and each pepperoni that you've eaten is worth a point. So right now this pizza is worth 2 points. This one is only worth 1. So maybe this player says, you know what, I'm going to try and go for 9s and 8s, and I'm just going to concede these 7s. Maybe they decide to eat that right away, and they're going to save these. Then the next player might say, well, I want to take this one. It's got some of these high-numbered slices, and I'm going to get both of these. I want to try and get a lead on both of them. Maybe I get lucky and can get them all. I'm going to go ahead and eat that one, and I'm going to go with this since they passed on it. Then this player is going to take this one. So, as you can see, if you are the active player or the slicer, you have to be really careful how you set things up because you're probably going to end up with whatever is worst. But you might use to your advantage knowing who's going for what kind of slices in subsequent rounds, and you can really kind of decide, well, this slice this segment might be fewer slices, but it's going to appeal to this person, so I think that they'll take it and leave me with this better option that fits what I need better. So when it comes to me, I'm going to go ahead and say, well, I'm going to try and compete for those as well, and you know what, no one really took any of these, and I still got a shot at this. I'm going to go ahead and keep them all. And I also have the advantage of liking anchovies because there's going to be some of these that have anchovies on them, like, well then, see if I can find one. This is a wild slice. As soon as you get it, you assign it to one type of slice, you add it to that pile, and you can't move it again later. So you don't get to choose at the end of the game what it is, you choose right away. So pieces like this one's got some anchovy on it. If you don't eat it, it still would help this person work towards the majority, which would give them 8 points at the end of the game, but at the cost of having 1 negative point. Or they could choose to eat that slice, and it won't contribute to their majority anymore, but it won't contribute negative points. It'll give you just the 1 positive point. But now this player might say, well, I'm fine putting a whole bunch of stuff with anchovies together because, hey, they're worth plus 1 point to me. So maybe they would try and, in subsequent rounds, they're going to try and stack pizzas that have anchovies into a bigger slice so that hopefully no one else ends up wanting that slice. There's one piece also that has 3 anchovies on it, and it does not, see here's a couple more with anchovies, and it does not have any pepperonis on it. But, it's possible that it got taken out this game. And what do you know? It looks like it did. Let me just at least pull that slice out so you can see it. There it is. So that'd be worth minus 3 points to anybody else. So if you had a whole bunch of 11s, you might want to stack those together, split, if you can, split them into that segment, because other people might not want to take that, and you can. So I think it's really interesting because you have to make the decision between, are you going to eat this for 3 points? Maybe you eat 2 or 3 slices of that and get 6 or 9 points, or are you going to try and collect a bunch of them and get 11 points? It makes it really tricky to know how you want to work with that. So you'll go around until all the different pizzas have been split and either eaten or saved, and then you're going to take the guess check and you're going to look at each type of pizza. The ones with the 3s, which are the veggie, the ones with the 4, which are these pepperoni and basil. And whoever's got the most of each of those is going to circle it and add up all of the ones that they have the most of. They're going to look at their specials, and they're going to give them any points that factor in for specials. They're going to look at the pizzas that they've eaten, count up the pepperonis, each one is 1 point, subtract 1 point for each of their face-up anchovies, and then total all that up, put it together, and get their final score, and whoever has the most points is going to be the winner. Alright, so now that you have a pretty good idea of how to play New York Slice, I want to let you know what I like about the game. First off, the production quality is great. I mean, I brought the game in the very first day before I unwrapped it, and I was just holding the box, and my wife said, did you get pizza? It looks like a box of pizza. The pieces are nice, thick quality. The score sheet looks like the receipt that you would get from a waitress who writes down your order and then hands the check to you. I mean, the rule book looks like a menu. I can't tell you how the little touches like that make a big difference in a game like this. This is not a deep experience. This is a gateway family weight game. It's not going to knock anybody's socks off, but that production quality takes it over the top, which matters a lot in a gateway or family weight game when you're going to be playing with people who aren't necessarily really invested in board gaming. They may not be that interested, but a game like this with the great production quality is going to make people go, huh, that looks interesting, can I play? And in fact, I have gone to work and set this game up at lunch with a whole bunch of people who have come in and they don't know me, they don't know games, but they walk by and go, what's that? And they want to sit down and play, and then they enjoy it. That is crucial, and it makes a great gateway game. It's also really simple. My 5-year-old daughter loves playing this game, and she may or may not have won the first game that I played of this, but I think it's a really solid game. I really enjoy it. It has a really interesting balance between, okay, which pieces do I want to eat to score points, and which ones do I want to save to try and score points for having the majority. That kind of strategy I tend to struggle with a little bit. Doesn't keep me from liking the game, but that's just one of the things that I think makes maybe me enjoy it a little bit more too as a gateway, because I feel like I'm still learning about that strategy. One of the things that I struggle with is games where there's multiple, not avenues of victory, but games where you have to spread out your victory points. You can't just go whole hog into one thing, and I think this is like that. So anyway, there's a lot of things to love about this game. And there's very little that I don't like about the game. Really, the biggest thing is, oddly enough, going back to production quality, I don't get that the insert, how it's got like 2 channels in the box. It doesn't make sense. For something with such great production quality, the insert does not make any sense, and the storage in there just doesn't make any sense. But that's pretty much it. The 2-player variant is just okay. It's just okay. I guess if I had to pick something else to nitpick on, it's I want more options for the specials. And I know that there are a bunch of promos that have come out for this, but I would really like it if they just put out a small package of 10 more possible specials to get mixed in there. I think that'd be great. I don't know if the game really needs that much more on top of it. I don't see the need necessarily for an expansion. Just a little bit more in terms of the specials. So, who do I think is going to like this game? I think everybody likes pizza. I think I can say that with like 95% accuracy. So I guess you can't say everybody, but I think 95% of people like pizza. So the theme is there. The production quality is there. So anybody who's going to enjoy food-themed games, anybody who's going to enjoy something that's a little bit different, anybody who's going to be a beginner gamer, an entry-level, a family-weight gamer, this is going to really be an enjoyable experience for them because it's immersive in its own way. It's not like a super deep thematic immersive experience, but it does feel like you're at pizza buffet and you're like, oh, I'm gonna eat these, and then you're trying to basically brag to your friends like, look at all this good stuff, this is my plate to eat. Which, I mean, I can kind of relate to. There's, at least as a guy, I know there's plenty of times where I go, how many pieces did you eat? And for some reason it's a mark of pride how many slices you ate. I can't speak for the female perspective. I'm sure there are plenty of people who are like that, but for me, for some reason, if you go to like a pizza buffet, an all-you-can-eat buffet, you want to brag about how many slices you ate, and you want to talk about who got the best meal, best bang for their buck. That's kind of what this feels like to me. And maybe that's going to be something that appeals to some people. But either way, the production quality is going to appeal to people. So if you care about production quality, if you care about making it a good feel in a lightweight game, this is going to be a great addition to your collection. Now, it is a family weight game. So it's a game that's not going to come off my shelf a lot when I have a game night. But being in the military and moving around, I frequently have to play gateway games. I organize board game nights at my local library. I need gateway games, and this is a gateway game that I really enjoy playing. So if you are someone who plays a lot of gateway games, this is going to be for you. If you're someone who has a game group that's established and you don't play lightweight games very often, this, while I think that you will still enjoy it, I don't know if it's going to be worth the money to you, because you might only play it once or twice and be like, that was fun, but there's enough other fillers, which this may be considered a filler for you. To me, it's on the edge of filler. It can go really quick, but I think if you're looking for a really deep experience, and that's what you usually do with your established game group, then this is going to be too light for you to justify it, because you're just not going to get it off the shelf enough. So, I think that's pretty much all, so let's go ahead and go back up top. So let's go ahead and take the spotlight off of New York Slice by Jeffrey D. Allers and published by Bezier Games. If you want to know more about New York Slice, you can take a look in the description section below, where you can find a setup and playthrough, as well as my unboxing, and you can also find a link there to MacroNovaGames.com, where you can buy New York Slice and a whole bunch of other great games. Until next time, I want to thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like what you see, and let me know in the comment section below if you think I missed anything, if you have any feedback, or questions in general for New York Slice or gaming in general. And as always, have a wonderful day.